Good morning, members of the board. Today we step into the shoes of Meta's social media policy team during a pivotal moment, utilizing Keynes's philosophy. With Meta's recent shift from third-party fact-checking to a more decentralized user-driven moderation model, the stakes have never been higher. Hello, I'm Ria Vinod Kumar. I'm a freshman studying quantitative business economics.
And I'm Mia Patla, a freshman studying marketing. On to our executive summary. First, I'll start with our recommendation. The implementation of a hybrid policy, a multi-layered information governance model efficiently combining previous approach with new policy. This will help us keep established credibility while adding our new innovation of a community's notes to help improve the old policy to make sure everything is running smoothly. This impact will hopefully boost our user engagement while reducing misinformation to improve social trust and achieve business growth goals with more new users. Now passing it on to Ria.
So to kind of go over the agenda of what we'll be covering today, we'll be first discussing the importance of social media, our current meta policy, the problem, our solution, and what Keynes's opinion would be on this. So to go a little bit into the importance of social media plays a pivotal role in shaping how people consume news today. As shown in the chart, younger age groups, particularly those between 18 and 29, are the most active consumers of social media news, accounting for over 35% of users. With 70.1% of Americans aged 18 and older on social platforms, accessibility and engaging content are key drivers of this trend. However, it's important to note that 53% of the users encounter misinformation, highlighting both the power and the pitfalls of social media as a news source.
Now onto our current meta policy. As they have removed a third-party processing, they now use a category-based approach, sorting the misinformation into different categories of severity. They decide to use no blink and ban on misinformation, as they don't want to limit users' free speech. By reducing and labeling less harmful misinformation, they'll help make sure the algorithm doesn't push it out as much, while also adding a little button to the beginning to let you know if there's misinformation. Now, they do in fact remove harmful misinformation or misinformation that would be a call of action to violence. Now, and they also enforce to make sure that no repeated offenders will be posting this violent misinformation. Now, passing it back to Maria.
Thank you, Mia. So going into our problem, how should Meta balance free expression, platform integrity, and public accountability in its misinformation policies while safeguarding profitability and brand reputation? So there are four key things that we would have to discuss in this case. One would be the business dilemma. So how would Meta justify or revise its misinformation policy in order to mitigate risks of reputational harm, user attrition, or revenue impact? Then we have stakeholder tensions, whether it be between shareholders, users, and public and regulators. We have to understand how to exact responsibility for content governance. Then we would have ethical and strategic questions like what is Meta's responsibility within curating information to be accurate, or can misinformation be managed without infringing on free speech? Our call to action in this case would then be presenting a defensible, principle-driven policy stance rooted in both business logic and philosophical foundations as we refer to Keynes.
Now onto our solution. We have decided to enhance previous meta policy while combining our new and improved community notes. As shown on our right, as an example, these community notes will allow users to post articles in support or in opposing of whatever post is being shared. This way, they'll be able to self-regulate and self-share what articles and what posts may have misinformation or not. We will also have an AI to also help support and add articles. We are going to make sure to add a filter to this community notes to make sure that no inappropriate links and or obviously false news sources like The Onion are being shared. Now, by implementing this with their previous meta policy, we're going to make sure that harmful miscommunication and misinformation is still penalized, while also adding this user base to make sure that there is still misinformation being properly labeled and being shared. This way, both users will make sure their posts aren't taken down falsely, even if they're true, and actual misinformation posts will now be able to be self-verified.
So kind of going into the whole idea and the philosophy behind our hybrid model. So taking reference from John Maynard Keynes's argument within the end of laissez-faire, he warns against the dangers of leaving critical social functions to unregulated forces. Like the economy, content ecosystems require a lot of strategic intervention in order to prevent harm and preserve the collective well-being of the users. A social media platform is not just a place where opinions are shared now, but nowadays is considered a source where information is going to be shared.
Thank you, and I hope you choose our solution.